Let's get the torch. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, yes, we're back in the shop. Winter decided to show back up again, and I'm pretty sure it's like 35 degrees and sleeting outside right now. So, not going to be doing anything outside right now. We are going to be servicing this truck and getting it ready for spring. It normally spends most of its time anymore on the tanker, following the sprayer around, or hauling fertilizer when we're planting corn. But want to go ahead and get it serviced, get it ready for spring. That way when we do start running, everything's fine with it. So a couple things we're going to be doing on it today. I just brought it back from the dealership, had a code or sensor that got replaced. But it is nice and warm, so we're going to go ahead and drop the oil, change the filters, freshen all that up. Have to adjust all the brakes, which I will show you more on how to do all of that once we get into it. A lot of greasing to do on it, so we'll grease everything. And then we are having troubles unlatching the fifth wheel from the trailer, so I'm pretty sure, I don't know if the mechanism just needs adjusted or just push some fresh grease into it, but we'll work on that probably last, once everything else is done with the truck. I don't know if it's true for anybody else, but two things that are absolutely necessary for an oil change for me: basically an entire roll of paper towel and a tarp, because it is inevitable that I will make an absolute mess at some point in the process. One thing that does help a ton with the splashing is this little piece right here. So we have a permanent plug, very permanent. Okay. Permanent plug in there that stays in there all the time. And then all I got to do is take this piece, not right-handed because I can't do anything right-handed. And then as I thread it into here, it opens the valve. And releases it in a controlled, non-splashing manner. What do you want? Easy. Yeah, I know. Now, my second trick to trying to make this as little messy as possible is this thing, and blowing a hole in the bottom of the filter so that it can drain as well, so I don't have to try to take it off full and make a mess everywhere. Just like that. Now, when I spin that filter off, it'll be light and empty. Alright, we are going to go ahead and let that oil continue to drain, and we're going to move on to adjusting the brakes and the grease, all of the grease zerks. Which one are you doing?
I can do the brakes and the greasing while I'm under there.
Okay.
In the back work.
By the way, this is Dad, also known as Kevin. I don't think you've actually made an appearance on our videos yet.
Purpose for that.
But alright, so he's going to work on the back two axles. So the grease zerk, just a typical grease zerk, grease them like normal. When it comes to the brakes, you have to release the brakes. Yes, I've got the tires chalked. And then there's an adjustment screw where you tighten it all the way down, and then you back it off a quarter turn and it pulls the pads away from the drums just enough that they're an adjustment. So that's where he's tightening it all the way down.
Really not too bad at all.
Pads are touching. Now you back it off quarter turn, and it's as simple as that. Alright, so while Dad works on greasing and adjusting brakes, I got the old filter off. Here's the new one. Gonna grease up the seal, fill it with some oil, and snake its way back up in there. Okay, so the trick now that it's full is to get it up there and started without dumping it on yourself. Alright, and then once the surfaces mate, turn it one more time and you're good to go. It's always a good idea to pour a little bit in, check the ground, make sure you don't have any leaks before you dump all 10 gallons in before checking. And 4 makes 10 gallons. Alright, last thing we have to do on this truck is check that fifth wheel plate. And that, where's it at? Is where this thing comes in handy. So what this does is you push it into the fifth wheel and it acts like a trailer. Allows you to adjust your slack and your tension and everything without actually having to hook a trailer up. And you can actually see what you're doing. Alright, so this is locked in, and then as you can see, as he pulls it to unlock it, that is supposed to slide out. But, you want to hold that up for me? This pin right here is not moving out of the way far enough to let the kingpin free. Until you pull it further, then it slides out like it should. So that pin is what we've got to adjust to let the trailer go freely. Well, it's a typical day. So trying to find out where that pin is not adjusted correctly. And while we were messing with it, we found this. So, those bushings are bad too, which means everything's normal. But now the whole fifth wheel plate has to come off. So we are fighting these pins. They're half rusted, half frozen in there. So we fought it enough. I think we're going to get the torch out, put a little heat on it, and see if we can't pound them out. We have taken the whole fifth wheel plate and frame off. We tried, as you can tell, tried a little bit to get some heat down in here, get the pin freed up. There just was no good way to access anything with it flipped over on the truck. So we took the whole thing off, freed it up, flipped it over, give us a little better access. Try something a little more direct to get these pins out. That's gonna Geez,
Sorry.
don't.
Well, I'm trying to get my fingers out of the way so where it comes down, you don't smack them.
Finally, with enough heat and a little bit of force and a better angle, we got them pushed out. But as you can tell, these bushings are junk. The other one, which just as bad, Dad melted that one a little bit. No big deal. Everything in here is getting replaced. Pins look good. Just got to get some parts ordered now. Check these out. These things are gnarly. You can see a hole through that one. But we've got those on order. And while we're at it, we took a look at the fifth wheel. And it appears that this and the other mechanism down in there that latches onto the kingpin is worn out enough to where they're not fully retracting into the fifth wheel to unlock the hitch. So while it's off, we're just going to go ahead and rebuild the whole thing, which we have to order as well. All right, we are back. Day number 3 on this truck. So all of our parts came in, got our new bushings, look a lot better. New pins they will go just like that. Nice and tight. And then we also got our new mechanism. So everything's here at this point. It's just putting the fifth wheel plate back together, getting it flipped over, and set back on. Nah, that's why you put gloves on.
Oh, we didn't have any.
There's a whole box on the welding bench, right there behind the chop saw.
Good to know.
You guys can support that one. I'll lift up and slide my way.
A lot better than the first time.
Yes. If they will try that.
All right, this fifth wheel plate is finished, and so is everything else on the truck, which means it is ready for spring. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.